it the right way. Oh, you got to turn it around a little bit. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, everybody. We got to have it this way. Perfect. There we go.
Turn the ringer back on.
Oh, I got to turn the ringer back on. That's okay. We're getting adjusted here, everybody. All right. All right, we are live. If anybody's out there, they can let me know if you hear us okay, because we're getting ready to have a nice candid conversation.
Yes.
Yay. I put myself in here a little bit too, so they can see me conversating with you. Now, a while back, I had an opportunity to, let me turn loose a little bit. Getting adjusted here. We decided to be outside and just enjoy this fresh air. A while back, I had an opportunity to do a longer conversation with you. And so we're going to do a shortened version. I'm Helena, the Lupus Liar. And we've got
Tanisha Smalls, Lupus survivor.
That's right. And both of us are survivors, but she's surviving a little bit more than me right now. And I'm just excited because the last time I had a chance to speak with you, we had a longer conversation.
Right.
And the longer conversation, for those who weren't with us for that hasn't seen that yet, it has not been released yet, but it will be released, so you want to be aware of that. And that longer conversation is something that I'm going to have the opportunity to use with the universities as we talked more in depth about what you were going through and some of the things that you were concerned about. But this chance right here, I'm getting the update. We're all getting the update, y'all. We're getting the update.
First time.
All right, so I got an exclusive. That's why y'all are seeing this right now on the front porch here at home. So I'm excited. So let you tell them what the exclusive is, because that's really going to jumpstart our conversation. And again, this is a conversation unscripted. There's no practice stuff. We're just talking. We want to talk about lupus and what it does and how we feel about it. So Tanisha, let's give us all the news here.
Hi, Facebook Live. Well, as many of you know, I have been diagnosed with lupus since 2003. Many of you do know that right now I'm currently in need of a kidney, and I need a kidney transplant. However, many of you do not know that as of August the 1st, I started dialysis. I'm currently doing peritoneal dialysis, which means I have a catheter in my abdomen, which I do my dialysis every night, 8.5 hours a night. So I've been really struggling with that. This is the first time I'm telling the world now, but many of my family members do know what I have been going through. It has been a struggle. It's been very frustrating. But I know at the same time, God is still good and it's going to be okay. But I am doing dialysis, so I just want you all to know that lupus is real, and this is a real disease. Things happen. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would have been on dialysis, but I am. I hate it, but it's also saving my life. So I have a love-hate relationship with this whole dialysis thing, but I know in due time I am going to get a kidney and I am going to get a transplant so I can be able to live longer and a healthier life.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yes.
We'll probably see some questions in a few for you to have stated that right now the whole world knows, and your family, that you are on dialysis.
Yes.
Can you, I know a little bit because of what you've told me in the past, why it ended up being that you're now on dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
So you had someone in the family that you thought might have been a match.
Right.
Okay, I understand. And so now, because that person's not a match, the doctors felt that the best choice, the best decision right now was dialysis. Was there any way around it?
Well, no, it didn't really go like that. What happened was, before I even started with the whole transplant thing, before I got to the point where I was actually really, really sick and really couldn't do anything for myself, my nephrologist decided that it was best to go ahead and start me on dialysis.
Okay.
Once I started the dialysis, then I started the whole process with the whole kidney transplant. Mm-hmm. And that has been a roller coaster. And I know I put on Facebook a couple of weeks ago that my mom was a match, and she was a match. However, there are more tests that you have to go through to determine if you're able to go through the process. Unfortunately, at this time, they determined that she is not a good candidate for me due to some tests that she had done, and they were not up to their standards. That does not mean that she's not healthy enough. It just means that they have certain numbers and values that you have to meet, and if you don't meet those numbers, then they disqualify you, and you have to move on to the next candidate. So unfortunately, at this time, I'm back to square one with finding a kidney donor. So if there's anybody that would like to donate, would like to even just register to be a donor, not just donate to me, but give a life to save a life, and it's really important that, when you get your license or whatever, that you register to be a donor. And you never know when it might be somebody in your family. You never know when it might be your child, your children. So that's just something to think about, be an organ donor.
And it's so funny, I constantly read when they talk about facts when it comes to donors, is that in the African American community, we're probably the least likely to definitely donate.
Right.
But but it doesn't matter what color you are.
Right.
A kidney is a kidney.
A kidney is a
right?
kidney.
A kidney is a
my
kidney.
time, I'm willing to take anybody's kidney.
A kidney is a kidney, and that's so important to realize.
Right.
To realize, and just hearing that, I'm not even going to say the words that I know all of us are so used to hearing, like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Right.
Oh, no, don't be. Guess what? We're trying.
Exactly.
We're trying. We're
Exactly.
taking that step, and we're trying. So let's go next. Let's do next.
Let's just go next.
Yeah,
It
let's
is
just go
what
next.
it is.
Mhm.
There's I don't want a pity party. There's no need for me to sit around and what the could have been, should have been.
Mhm.
God knows I wish my mom would have been able to do it, because that would have been like the perfect match. But, we just go on to the next person, and hopefully, I'll find a kidney soon.
Yeah. It's so funny you say it like that, because I know it's a lot on the family, too. Our families are indirectly.
Yeah.
Because they want the best for us.
Right.
They want, I don't want anything to happen to you, and things like. How do you handle that part? Like now that you said this right here live, that and everybody else is getting ready to find out on both of our live Facebook feeds right now. How do you handle when they all want to call and they want to help, they want to do something, but the only thing we know how to do is like when someone passed or something.
Yeah.
The only thing we know how to do is say it's gonna be all right. And things like that. How do you handle it when that relative or that person come up to you and they're like, "Oh"?
Well, first and foremost,
Put you
I
on the
have to
spot.
really, really thank God for my family. My family has been so supportive. Both sides of my family, my immediate family, my family and the smallest family have been really supportive in all of this. So, when they come, of course they try to, they make sure that I'm well. I have plenty of family members who call me and check up on me, ask me, do I need anything? So the support is definitely there. That's not a problem. The support is not the problem. But, a lot of them know that I'm strong, and they just tell me, stay strong, you're strong, you can handle it, but most of them know that I don't want a pity party. I just want to fit in like everybody else. I want to do the same things as everybody else, but some things I can't do. And like I was stating earlier, the dialysis has really put a strain on my whole lifestyle, my whole schedule. 8.5 hours a night, I have to hook up to a machine, starting depending on what time, say for instance, my kids have to be up 5:45. I have to make sure that I'm on that machine in time enough to get my kids up for school. When my husband is home, I don't have to hook up as early. So, I can't go out, and everything is on a time schedule, basically. Everything is on a time schedule because I have to get my dialysis. I cannot go without my dialysis. So it definitely changed my life. And when if I do go without it, of course, I'm going to feel bad the next day or 2 days later. So I definitely try not to skip dialysis or, I try to do everything that I need to, but it's definitely altered my whole lifestyle.
I can imagine, trying to take care of yourself and having the responsibility of taking care of someone else.
Right.
Better yet, being married with that big kid.
Right. Not one, but 4 more,
I mean, and so many people don't understand those aspects. That everybody's lupus is different, but then when you get to this level, I always tease, because I have one of my friends that I like to call her, X-Men. I call her level 7 lupus. Now you're in that level now. You're in that level because it requires even more. I'm blessed that I'm able to get up and have my pains here and there, work through and go. I don't have to hook up to a machine at night. I don't have to make sure, I'm plugged in.
Right.
And folks don't realize that. That's some of the things. Like, it's funny that we're talking right now. I'm actually promoting and trying to talk a little bit more about clinical trials. And we all know that if we do things like research, your mom going and getting tested, that's like an experiment.
Right.
Is she a match? The folks we're asking to go get tested, and see if they're doing. That is basically a medical research thing to see what's going on. And so many of us are scared of that.
Yeah.
Are scared of that. Do you remember what your opinion was of clinical trials before you were diagnosed with lupus? Did you ever think about that?
No, when I first was diagnosed with lupus, and every time I went to my rheumatologist, they wanted to do a clinical trial. They wanted to do a trial of this, a trial of that, trial of this. I was like, no, and then as the years went by, I was like, you know what? I need to do these trials because it could possibly save the next person.
Yep.
I don't want the next person to go through 13 years of what I've been through, So it's definitely good that they do these trials and see what works and what doesn't work so it can help the next person.
I think so too. So as you were getting prepared, and again, I'm coming a little bit from the previous interview we had, as you were getting prepared to say, oh gosh, I gotta go on dialysis, I gotta go do this, things like this, my whole life is getting ready to change. Did you sit down with your family and make a list, or did you just jump right in and say, let me see what happens?
With the dialysis?
With the dialysis.
No, I was very adamant that I was not doing dialysis. Like, very adamant that I wasn't doing it. There was no way I was going to sit in a clinic with all these other people. I just was adamant that I wasn't going to do it. And then when reality hit, I'm like, I have to make a decision. And so my nephrologist, way before I even started dialysis, I had the procedure done to get the catheter placed in my abdomen. I had that done in February of this year. So I was like, okay, I'll just do it. Whatever he wants to do, I'll just do it, but I know I'm never going to have to use it. So basically, I just got it done to please the doctor. So when reality hit, it was like, wow, I got to do this in order to live. I got my 3 babies that need me, so regardless of the fact, I have to do it.
You have to do it, and so now the planning comes now instead of before, because you were adamant about it. I'm not going to have to plan anything.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to be all right.
Right.
And it's okay to stay positive, but at least you were ready for that next step.
Right.
Ready for that next step. That's it. So tell me again, where is it placed? Like, where
it's like placed right here on my side, right here, and
does it have the love handles?
No, it actually makes another love handle, which I don't have many, Y'all know I'm already skinny, but anyway. Yeah, it's actually placed right here. I'm just going to lift up my little t-shirt right here. And if you guys can see, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if you can see it a
no,
little
I'm
bit.
not sure if you can see, but I'm going to stand up
just
to show you that this is real.
Because this is real. This is
real.
So,
this is where this catheter is placed. So every night I have to put this and hook it up to a machine. And it's actually an extension. And I have to do this 8.5 hours every night on this machine in order to be healthy, in order to continue to be healthy. So, I absolutely hate it. I really, really do. And
it's like a love-hate relationship.
Like I said, it is a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
I love it because it's keeping me alive, but I hate it because it's a restriction. It's, but...
Tell me, how do you keep it clean? How do you have to keep that area clean?
Every day after I get out the shower, I actually have to take gauze with antibacterial soap. And I actually have to, soapen it up and clean around the exit site area. And I have this cream that I have to put on it every day. So every day after I shower, I do change it and everything. And one thing about peritoneal dialysis is you have to be very, very clean. Like before I touch this, before I do anything with it, I have to wash my hands. I have to put on masks. I have disinfectant liquid that I have to put on the sponges. It's just so much. I have to turn off my air conditioner because you don't want the germs flying. Yeah, it's just so much stuff, and you really have to be careful or you will get an infection. And to be honest, I actually got an infection like 2 weeks after I was on, maybe like a month after I was on dialysis. And the infection really put me down. Like, I couldn't eat. I mean, I was in a bed for like 4 days straight. It was really, really bad. So with this, with this type of dialysis, which there are more than one type, it's peritoneal and hemodialysis, which you get the fistula in your arm and you go to the clinic. But with peritoneal, you really have to be extra careful, and you have to be really clean. But I chose this so I can be home with my family. That's why I chose the peritoneal dialysis, so I can be home with my family, and I didn't want to be, have to go sit in the clinic for 4 hours a day, 3 days a week. And actually, peritoneal dialysis, it actually cleans you out more. So with this type of dialysis, you actually feel better. You feel better, more toxins are removed. So that's another reason why I chose this type of dialysis.
And it sounds like, you have to pay attention to everything around you.
You do.
Yeah. And let me say right here now that Tanisha's going to do a list of a lot of the things you went through, what you liked, what you didn't like, and just to give a warning list that we'll get out to everyone. If you signed up on the link with your email and some information, we'll get that out to everyone a bit later, and you can get in touch with Tanisha. But me listening to this part, only because I also have another friend that actually has lupus nephritis, and she lost her legs due to infections. And for you saying and reinforcing right now how important it is that you have to be careful, you have to put the mask on, you have to turn the air conditioner off, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, wow. That's a life changer right there. I'm forgetting sometimes when I done touch something and put my fingers in my eyes, and you can get an infection. Just that simple. Just that simple. And not to mention the money. Okay, gauzes. You just said cream. Every little thing costs money. Masks.
Yeah.
Oh,
the amount of paper towels I go through cleaning every day. My table, I have to clean it with bleach. I have to clean my machine with bleach. I have to, it's just so much stuff you don't even think about. Just the little stuff. I have to close the door. The kids can't be in the room with me. It's just a lot of stuff.
But you want to live.
Of course.
So,
I have to live.
I believe it was something.
I have no choice.
You gave me one of those favorite lines that says about you don't get it.
No one gets it until they get it.
No one gets it until they get it.
I can talk all day long about lupus and how it makes me feel, and I hate it, but if you don't have it, or if you don't have a family member who suffers from it, you honestly probably don't care, But you don't get it until you get it.
It's funny you said that, because a lot of the posts that I would have on Facebook, so many folks will be like, are you crazy? I wouldn't give this to my worst enemy. You don't know about, we're angry.
Right.
They're angry. They're angry. Your life has changed, so you don't know what else to do but to be angry.
Right.
You got a question out there for us already? Okay. We thought we were getting a question already from everybody. Because I'm not able to reach over there and push it up a little bit. But you will be able to answer some questions on this.
Right, yeah.
So if anyone has any major questions, she'll be happy to answer the questions, because only she can answer these questions when you're living through it and you're living through that and things. Tanisha, you have to be brave to be able to sit and talk about it, show what it looks like and what it's going through, because it becomes, sometimes our lupus is not personal anymore.
No.
Oh goodness, it ain't personal no more.
It's not.
You gotta weigh what you gonna say when you're at work. You gotta weigh, do I want to say this?
Exactly.
Or do I just want to say the flu? Or do I want to just say, when you're constantly sick and not feeling well, but you even get tired of being tired.
You don't feel well. Because then people, she don't feel well again today. But you don't know. Today I feel fine. Tomorrow I wake up and I feel like a truck hit me.
I'm going to pause right there, though. With the definition of fine for us.
Right.
Woo! It's a totally different
definition for fine for a normal person.
There you go. It's so, yeah. With what we wouldn't give, just talking right now. Things of the sort. So let me ask you, have the doctors given you like an estimated time, or you're just definitely having to wait for those to constantly go get tested? Or
I have had several people call me, inbox me, text me, asking me, what's the information, I'm going to register, and I'm so grateful for those people. Some of those people aren't even family members. Two of those were just co-workers of mine, just co-workers. So there are some really, really good people still out there that's willing, to do it. Just like this one girl told me, she was like, I have two, why not donate one, why not share? So, and, it was just my coworker, not, we weren't even really quote unquote friends, but, it really warmed my heart that she was willing to do that. But if I don't find a living donor, the doctor, Augusta Transplant Center estimated I'll be about 37 before I get cadaver kidney, and that's in 5 years. I'm currently 32, and that'll mean I'll be waiting 5 years to get a deceased kidney.
So you're saying, if anything else, I'll be on a machine every night. And there's some folks that are out there now that can't do the things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even getting up and driving over here and us talking. But you'll be on a machine for 5 years if you don't get a living donor.
Correct.
Correct. Now, I was reading somewhere, though, about, like, if I wanted to donate and things like that, that it doesn't cost me to donate. It doesn't cost me to donate. Someone just gave us a little message there that said, I feel sick every day. And I believe that's Miss Patman, ever since she's been 16 years old. Okay. So, she has one. We got our little assistant over here. Did I open that one?
You know, she was telling me that. No, I opened one, and I thought she
Which
was...
one?
I opened
There
it.
you go. We having fun giving out some water right here. But if we have any major questions, we'll definitely take those, and Tanisha will help answer some. But I was reading somewhere, too, about the fact that, I forgot where I left off at. See, just fog is hitting. Crazy. But one thing I know is that if you do have it on your license, a lot of times I hear folks say, well, I'm not putting that on my license. Because if I get sick and I get in a car wreck, they ain't going to try to revive me.
Trying to say that is a myth.
They ain't going to try to
believe
save
that
me.
is a
No,
myth.
they are legally bound to save
Right.
your life in all ways possible
Right.
before trying to cut out or do anything like that. But yeah, I thought
There's a
that was
lot
crazy.
of myths about kidney donation, and you can live with one kidney. You can live with one kidney. They will try to save you if you get in a car accident or whatever the case may be. They will try to save you. They're not going to sell your organs to anybody.
You know, there's like a black market out there too for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
but
tell you. Life is precious though.
yeah, it is.
It's very
It
precious.
is.
It's very precious. You know, if I didn't have all this thing that they call lupus, I'd try to go get tested now. But they might flunk me before I get past the door.
Disqualified.
Yeah. Qualified for all that other stuff. Because I got it.
Right,
I
'cause you
get
got
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
got it. I get it.
Yeah.
So, what's going to be next for you? What's going to be next for you? You know, this is what I'm going to be doing. You're such a great advocate. You know, folks who out there know you. They know that you advocate for lupus awareness. You advocate for real. You want things to be right. Yeah, everybody hear all that noise we got around here. I'm right by the school, so they're practicing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years,
The perfect background music.
I see myself off that machine, for one.
Go, girl.
Living a much healthier lifestyle than I do now, or than I did once before. I see myself being a very big lupus, even more bigger lupus advocate. You know, I hope to be going to different cities, spreading awareness, you know, speaking to people, motivating people, blessing people.
You are motivated.
You know, just uplifting people, because so many people don't want to talk about it. So many people are, I'm not going to say shameful, but
They're scared.
scared. A lot of people are scared, and I was scared at once too, but after 13 years, you got to toughen up.
It's like,
You know,
whatever at this
sometimes
point.
I have to talk to this lupus and like, not today, you know. It's me and you, but you ain't gonna win today.
Having
You ain't never gonna win.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard. It's very hard. But you know, you have to live each day. You know, you gotta have some fight in your system.
Yeah.
Because you can't let this thing tear you down. If you do, you won't win. You really won't win. And, you know, I've been blessed because I have seen a lot of, you know, people with lupus have way more complications than I have. Not to say that, you know, I haven't had any complications, because I have. And those
We all
of,
have.
those of y'all, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. Those of y'all who know me and know what I went through the past 13 years, you know, y'all know I've had blood clots, I've had shingles, I've had points where I had blood transfusions time after time, in and out of the hospital,
Busted in the
seizures.
hospital.
I mean, just a lot. The list goes on and on and on, and I can't even remember half of the stuff. But anyway, is, lupus is real, and
And
that's
you made
why,
it through each of them.
and I
Just
made
look
it
where
through
you
each and
are
every-
right now.
by the grace of God.
Yes.
Nobody but Him. Nobody
Yes.
but Him.
You made it through each of them.
Yeah, so-
And you're able to tell and share with others about your experience and what you're going through. And that's what a lot of folks want to hear. They want to know that it's going to be okay.
Right.
So many are still so scared. It's amazing the types of questions that will pop up on the page, like, will I die? You know what? That one right there. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this. Will I die? Look, if God wants you, He gonna
take you.
So just stop worrying.
Right.
And it's a shame though that when folks, we're still in that gap of time that when folks hear lupus, they go, oh, my such and such died from that.
Yeah.
And
That's
please,
always the
I'm
first
so
thing.
sorry to hear that. That's always the first
I
thing.
know. I'm sorry to hear that too, but that's not the first thing I want to hear.
That's not the first thing.
When I tell
Say
you that I
you're
have
aware.
lupus.
Hey, there we go. We got another guest coming in a minute. That's at least saying that I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. But I do want you to know that a relative or something passed.
Right.
Because we need that information.
Right.
You know, I have a relative that passed
Yes.
from the disease. But I hate that that's the only encounter that they've
Had
met.
with
That's the
the
only
whole
encounter
disease.
that a lot of them have, because we still haven't gotten it out
Right.
to the world yet. You know, it's just amazing how we're trying to get it out to the world and get that information there. And I thank you for this part right here. I do. But I know by having a chance to have seen your kids and your hubby and stuff, that I know a lot of that is what keeps you smiling and going in the morning. Yeah, buddy. You ever play that Lupus card on him? You ever play that? Yeah. Look, he got it on record now.
Yeah.
But I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to even hear your story and the types of things that you're going through, because mine is a little bit different. Everybody's different. It's always going to be different. But the one thing we can say that's the same is that the struggle,
It's
the
real.
struggle is real. The struggle is real. You want to tell us your Facebook name again, because I'm also going to make sure anyone who put their emails, inbox me their email addresses, is going to get information from you, like your what you didn't like, what you did like, and tips and tricks as you're going through this process. We want to make sure everybody's informed as much as possible. So let's get your Facebook name again.
My Facebook name, just go to Tanisha Davis Smalls, and you can inbox me, you can send me a message, whatever, and I'll get in contact with you.
And I'll also share that for those who want that information. I'll also share that on my page too. Well, Tanisha, anything else you want to tell us before we wrap up?
No.
Because we can
not
talk all
really.
night
Yes,
about
we
this
can
thing.
talk all night. But if any of you guys have any questions, I don't care what it could possibly. You can ask me any questions. I'll be honest with you. I'll share it with you. I'll respond back. Whatever it is. If there are any lupus survivors out there that need someone to talk to, chat with, encourage them, you can always contact me. I'm always available. So just feel free to contact me. Thanks for watching. I love you guys.
Awesome. All right, you guys, unscripted, just talking. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to let us know if you'd like some more information about it. Till
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye.